My name is Graham Farrar, and I'm co-founder, president, and chief cannabis officer for Glasshouse Farms.
I'm Kazan. I am the co-founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Glasshouse Brands.
My name is Hilal Tabsh, and I'm the chief revenue officer at Glasshouse Brands.
I started with my partner Kyle about 8 years ago. Started with our first farm as 150,000 square feet, which at the time we thought was the biggest thing in the world for cannabis, and it was. And then we rolled into our next farm, which was 350,000 square feet, which we were sure was the biggest thing, and at the time it was. Then we opened up a dispensary, and then we opened up a couple more, and we eventually decided to put it all together and take it public. We did that so that we could buy this unicorn farm that we're sitting in right now, which is 5.5 million square feet. It's the largest greenhouse for cannabis that's ever been attempted. What it allows us to do is grow the best weed for the lowest possible cost at the largest scale, so we can deliver a quality product to as many people as possible.
People that work at Glasshouse, I'm lucky enough to call about 500 people my teammates.
Our growth rate has been tremendous. I mean, it was only a few years ago that we were doing 15, 16 million a year in revenue. In 2023, we'll be over 160 million in revenue. And in 2024, we'll probably be over 200 million in revenue.
Our target is by 2032 to basically have cannabis grown here in California through Glasshouse available to everybody where it's legal worldwide.
We believe in our core that cannabis makes the world a better place. What I'd like to see is Glasshouse Brands as ubiquitous as Coca-Cola on the shelf of every store that you walk into. Prior to EOS, I think we weren't as structured. We didn't have an agenda. We kind of went into everything ad hoc, and that works up until a certain point, and then you hit the ceiling. Since we've implemented EOS, some of the things that improved for us are the way that we think about things, the way that we organize things, having kind of a scaffolding to put our ideas and our goals around. Our meetings run more efficiently, and there can be thousands of dollars of payroll an hour in those meetings. So a meeting that can get 40% more done saves a lot of money.
EOS allowed our organization to have common language, better communication, and everyone's on the same page.
No one has a question about what it is that they own and what they're responsible for, and when their heads are going to turn and look at them when something's great or when something's not as great. I think hiring an EOS implementer is like having a trainer for working out. It brings accountability, it brings structure, it allows you to not have to think about what to do at the same time you're thinking about how to do it. It's kind of like you can't work in the business and on the business at the same time. Having an implementer lets you focus on what's important.
I had worked with Josh on EOS at my property management company. I was actually going to a quarterly offsite, and on the way down there, I was talking to the Glasshouse team, and I was getting surprised by some pretty big issues. And I juxtaposed to finish the call as I'm walking up to the quarterly for beachfront, where that would never happen. The light bulb was like, you got to get Glasshouse into EOS.
Josh, our implementer, has been critical to our EOS adoption. Josh has been always there for us. You feel like Josh has vested interest in what we do, and he comes prepared. So he does his homework all the time. He kind of embodies what EOS tool and platform is supposed to do.
Josh has a really good way about him in that he's not trying to lead us to any conclusion. He's just leading us to come to a conclusion on our own.
Come in, I usually leave feeling invigorated. The other folks on our leadership team feel like they're aligned when we come out of it. We're energized, and then we can bring that energy to the rest of the company and to our business.
EOS works even in an industry where nobody has ever done this. We're like pioneers in new territory. We don't have anybody that we can go ask that has grown at this scale. If we didn't have alignment and we didn't have a structure, it would make something that's already amazingly hard, colossally harder than it is. It's not a lot of time and it's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. And if it works for you, it'll pay off in droves like it has for me at 2 companies.